Hi, I'm Michael Meyer. I am a cybersecurity architect. I also enjoy word travel and card games. So, grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons and Clue, a bunch of board games. And so, I have today Defend the Network. So, we're talking cybersecurity, we're talking cybersecurity attacks, and of course, so we have an org chart, organizational chart of key players in a company, different responsibilities, and then how those might be targeted and how we need to use them effectively to combat attacks and identify them and recover from them. All right, so we have our what we call our scenarios and injections, and so we're going to take a look at. So we're going to have a facilitator who's sort of like the dungeon master, who's going to put together the premise of the game, and then we have eight roles, and of course, just as you would have in Dungeons and Dragons, where someone is a thief and a fighter, or a magic user and something else, you have 8 roles, and if, say, for example, if you only have 5 people, well, then people take on additional roles. And for example, in a company, you might have someone who's a developer, a security architect, an engineer, and of course, an operations person. So it's 3 roles in one. You only get paid for the one, but 3 roles in one person. All right, and so here's our card game. And so our key roles are going to be security and law enforcement, human resources, IT, finance, operations, legal risk compliance, communications and media, and the role leader. All right. And then from there, we're going to have our scenarios. So we have multiple scenarios that we can play out, and different injections. How you're attacked is basically what it's getting down to. And then, of course, so you have your main quest and your side quest. And then, of course, different scenarios, threat insider, and, of course, different more scenarios here. So we put that together, and as you can see, from there we have our we can make our choice of a 1-hour game or 15-minute game. 15-minute, it's more of a discussion. You sort of put out a premise, and then people will sort of come at you with brainstorming. 1 hour was actually going to be more comprehensive. And then after 1 hour, you're going to have what we call the excuse me, just got over a cold. The hot wash. So basically a quick review, find out where you could have improved, how you could have improved, and of course, try different scenarios after that. And then, of course, the basic premise of the game. So we have our cards, we have our rules, and then from there, we can sort of be dynamic on how to address it. And of course, with like any game, if people are more complex and more advanced, then you can add different types of injections and to make it more complex and more challenging. And then the game doesn't get easier. It just gets more complex. As the rule goes, you have to be right all the time to protect your company and your network, but the attacker only needs to be right once. Once they're through, they can have other different types of attack that can spread out from that. So as you heard from the different news, there's different ways to go about that. So let your imagination go wild and try to learn some education and try to teach your friends, your colleagues. And of course, like me, you're probably going to have a mom who's sending you texts or emails saying, "Is this a scam? Is this real?" And of course, now by playing a game, you can actually, "Yeah, Mom, actually look at that email. Here, here, and here." That's where they're going to download some malware into your computer, or this is where they're going to steal your identity, or this is how they're going to take your personal information and apply it into your corporate identification and steal from the company. And then, of course, blame you. So it's going to be a fun, challenging game, and I hope to teach you more about it. All right. Thank you. Bye.